And welcome back to the Gadget Spot.
Woo!
Yeah!
Hey, guys.
It's been a week since you've heard from us. If you watch the emails on YouTube.
Yeah.
Which you can watch them on YouTube.
Yeah.
Every other week, but
I just said.
I know.
They were good. That was a good couple emails we got, right?
I think so. I might have got a little long-winded in my explanation, but that's just normal,
You just get passionate.
Yeah.
we won't have one for this next week, though.
No, we have one short email. We're just going to do it on today's show.
Basically, the
Right
reason
now.
why is we're recording on Memorial Day right now,
Yep.
and we're just kind of getting in and getting out as fast as we can. This is a magnet that's on the back of my phone.
Ooh, you put it on your...
At
on
this
your
point, nothing else can... stuff that only hurts my phone can just make it better. So why not put a magnet on the back of my phone so I can, hook it up to another magnet that's on the dash of my car so I can watch YouTube videos while I'm driving on the freeway.
Yeah, or wipe out all your credit cards and put your phone in your pocket.
Is that a thing?
It can be.
Well, this is coming up.
No, but that's probably not a magnet. That's probably just metal.
Yeah, this is metal, Owen.
The magnet's in the...
Hello, Owen.
Sorry to freak you out,
The
James.
magnet's in the mount on the car.
Yeah, Owen. Wait, do you have anything in here that I could try it out on? Can I try it on your phone? and
Yeah,
see what happens?
any metal would work there.
That's magnetic. See? Just metal.
Just metal.
Or that's metal, I mean.
It's just a metal sticker.
James doesn't know
sorry-
how magnets work.
Sorry to alarm you, James.
Hey, at least my body knows how to process gluten.
Ouch.
At least I have a father.
Really? Oh. You
I mean, he
zinged
has
me.
one. He just doesn't know who
You
it is.
zinged me
We're getting...
You zinged me a little bit, and
We're
then I
s-
playfully zinged you back.
We're
and
starting
then
salty.
That wasn't playful.
You went to like top shelf.
I was born this
wine
way.
cooler.
So is James.
Yeah, technically so was I.
No gluten makes Jaron an angry boy.
I want my glutens, dang it.
Jaron gets mad at me sometimes when we go out to eat and I don't finish like my pizza crust.
Because he's
He doesn't know what it's like to not have pizza for the first 24 years of his life.
Right.
This is why we do sound checks in the beginning, because I knew how passionate you were going to get.
Yeah.
And I still had to turn them down.
I told you to. Remember my emotions?
Yeah, first it was okay, but then you got extra loud and I had to turn it down.
That's why I wanted you to turn it down.
Just lean back.
Oh, I thought you were doing that because I was talking and I was too loud.
Oh, no. It was just for me.
Anyway, that's enough breaking the fourth wall. Let's introduce the podcast so we can get going. We got some good stuff to talk about. Computex is going on right now.
Whoop, whoop.
Google
I've
I.O.
had
went
some-
off, right?
Google
Google I.O. happened.
DJI.
DJI announced some cool stuff.
Yeah.
I've done some interesting things in my own hobbies
Yeah.
with building a computer and such that I want to report on.
We're going to talk about you getting a cat, too.
Well, that's not very gadget specific.
Well,
but,
It depends on what his name is.
It will be later when you're cleaning the crap out of the floor.
Oh.
With a really fancy carpet.
Will you
cleaner.
name it Gizmo?
Or Gadget.
We'll get to that because we haven't settled on a name yet.
Gizmo Cat.
Well, okay, we'll talk about this right after introductions. We'll do cat talk. Okay?
All right.
So, Owen, go
Hey.
ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Owen. Follow me on Twitter at TechNoan. Recently I went online onto my Xbox and looked at my friends list. It's massive. I mean, for me, it's pretty big.
Your
You got
Xbox
like a-
friend list?
Yeah.
Like a dozen people?
You up to
Yeah.
a baker's dozen?
I didn't know they were there either.
That's 13. Did you know that?
James's mind just melted.
I thought it...
A baker's dozen is 13.
Why is it... Why?
Because they said they give you one extra for free in case one of them is bad.
So that's just saying
Oh, I thought they did 13 so they could eat one.
Oh.
So who could eat one?
No, the baker.
No.
What
No,
if
no,
the
no.
bake...
A baker's dozen is 13 and they sell you 13 for the quote unquote the price
Well,
of
I
12.
have more than a baker's dozen than of friends.
Yeah.
That I was like, I was like, what are all these little numbers next to my profile? Oh, they're new
Pop
people.
quiz, have you played with any of them?
None.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry, people out there. I haven't had time to play. I was big into Titanfall 2 for a while, and I've been trying to play that. And I went down there, and I really was just getting down there to update my Xbox because my kids were coming over to play, and I didn't want to have to hear them whine about it.
Yeah.
Oh, it takes 45 minutes. Sometimes the game. Blah, blah. So I went down there and saved myself the hassle.
Every once in a while, I'll see you logged on playing Minecraft, and I know it's not you.
Yeah, it's not me. I mean, sometimes I do go down there and
And it
really
makes
get furious with my kids when I'm like, hey, I'm going to build this castle. And they're like, I filled it with water.
I'm going to blow it up.
Yeah. Oh, do you want some TNT walls? They talk
Is that a
like,
thing?
They talk like that. Well, yeah, they're always...
Your kids are monsters.
They are. I love them, though. We've talked about
You
this.
made them.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
So-
right.
We talked about
Technically,
this.
they're half
All right.
you.
Anyway,
What's your Twitter?
Twitter is at TechNoan, and follow me on Xbox. I do try and get on there, so it's Mordieth84.
We should play a little bit lately because Titanfall 2 has had some updates
Yeah.
since we last played.
New map, new Titan.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's
So-
the new Titan's name? It's a female. But
I don't know.
I forget.
Fembot.
I haven't been keeping close track. I just know
No,
there was
that's
some new
that's,
content
That's
dropped.
in Japan.
Jaron, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, this is Jaron. I'm on Twitter at Jaron, Jarron. That's about it. I've been doing a lot of single-player games lately, so
Me too.
I'm not really playing much multiplayer. So you
You're
probably
talking
won't.
about Breath of the Wild. Is that the single player game?
No,
We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to
We'll
that.
to that.
New segment coming up.
Yeah, James.
what's up? My name is James. You can find me here, obviously, or on Twitter at JDD Jensen. JDD is for ADD. You can catch me on Xbox One at Funeral Taters. That's Funeral Space Taters. Or you can catch me on my new Nintendo Switch that I finally get to play, even though I've had it for quite a while now. And
You
I
gonna
don't know.
give
if-
out your friend
I
code?
don't think I want a friend to give out my friend code.
It's like
if I'm
15 characters.
I don't think you could.
Are they are
Just,
they eventually
you know
going
what?
to
What you can do is attach your Twitter account to your Nintendo account
I don't know if I
and
even
just
want to
tweet
do
out
that, though.
tweet out the screenshot.
Well, I feel bad. Like I give out my Xbox Live gamer tag, and I never play with anybody. Like I see you guys shoot me invites to play, and
I have never once invited you.
We're just talking about the listeners.
yeah,
Not you.
Same.
Oh, okay.
Same here.
All right.
Uh,
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
looking at you, Dadoodly, I feel really bad
Hey,
for
that's-
not.
yep, that's one of 'em.
I feel bad for not playing, but usually it's like I'm either cooling off from like a day where I just need to like de-stress and I can't talk to anybody because like I feel like I need to like entertain people when I talk to them. You know,
When you play with them, you mean?
yeah, when I play with them.
I constantly keep the mic muted so they don't hear me whine.
But yeah.
Oh, I can't believe that.
That was cheating. That didn't happen. Sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, no, that's so I see you and I really, really appreciate it. And it's not for lack of wanting to play with you. It's just I either don't really want to at that point in time or I can't.
It's hard being James. He has a tough life. Expectations at work, expectations at home.
Why are you picking on me? You've been
Hey,
picking on
I'm
me lately.
sympathizing with you.
No, you picking on me. Or you can catch me. I do videos for Geek Show, so go check that out as well on YouTube. Although I missed this last recording that y'all did, so I need to get the audio from you and put it to a picture.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to do a slideshow of platypuses again. That was fun the last time I did that.
Do it.
I enjoyed that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I went through to find them all. It was like a fun game.
The platypuses?
Mhm.
Now,
When there was a whole bunch of missing scenes or bad video, and you just kept the audio rolling, but there was a platypus placeholder for the video.
I just love platypuses. That's on my bucket list. I will hold a platypus.
They're venomous, you know that?
I don't care.
They have
Anyway.
a spur.
Yeah.
A venomous spur.
If I die because of a platypus, I don't deserve to live.
Well,
We also have a host.
Do we want to put that on your gravestone?
Yeah.
if a platypus did this, I don't regret it. Or something
No
like
I
that.
died with
YOLO.
a smile.
Yeah.
Platypuses, YOLO.
YOLO. What's the plural of platypuses?
Platypi.
I don't think so. I
It-
think it's platypuses.
I think it's platypi.
I get what you're.
You know who's
Platypus-ized?
really good at
I-
pluralizing stuff? Our host, Tony.
I'm okay at it. I mean, I'm not that good.
You're pretty good.
I'm throwing it to you to
Oh.
introduce yourself.
Thanks, James.
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. Check me out here or on the Geek Show podcast or on Twitter at QuadTTony. And that's about it. So let's get going. First thing we're going to do is, I guess, talk about my cat a little bit that I'm getting.
Cat talk. This is our new segment that we were talking about. We're going to talk about Tony's cat exclusively for 10 minutes.
It's the cat hour, the meower.
Am I right?
Oh,
I like
wow.
that.
Well, James.
Well done.
Yep.
That's the joke that I gave you that landed.
That landed. Yep.
That's a good one.
You got to know your audience, James.
Yep. That landed across all of our listeners.
Oh, by the way,
guaranteed.
before we get into cats, scientists generally use platypuses.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep, I was right.
There you go.
Well, let's send them a letter that they're wrong.
So I have 3 cats, but I only love one of them, if we're being honest.
You
Do
know
you guys
what?
have any cats?
I had a cat growing up, and she was the most special thing ever.
What kind of cat do you know?
Calico. Yeah. Her name was Snickers.
Did you
After
have
the
a cat?
candy bar.
We had, I don't want to say, we had a lot of cats. We were the crazy cat people.
How many,
Yeah,
how
were
many
they-
we
cats?
had 6 kids who brought home strays. All the
Inside
time.
cats?
Yeah. Well, we had one stray that we brought home. She had a litter, and they were 4 out of 5 more females, and all those females got pregnant at the same time. At one point, we had 22 kittens.
No way.
It was like one of those crazy cute videos you see where there's just kittens romping around. It was pretty much the best week of my life. And being a stupid kid, then we did all of a sudden people started showing up and kittens started going away. And we were like, what's happening? Why are they? Who? What? Who?
How old were you?
I was probably 9 or 10.
So your parents were giving away the cats with
Yeah,
that,
and they were,
you know.
and my mom was like, "Oh no, they just heard that we had some kittens, and I guess they came to they wanted to come grab some or take one home. That's good, right? We can't keep them all." It's like, who told people?
And that's why you have separation anxiety.
Yeah, well, and I don't really like cats anymore, but
Oh.
I like cats
It
if
hurt
they
that much?
No, I like cats if they're inside cats because once they go outside, they become murdering a-holes.
Not
Sometimes that
true.
happens.
No, I had
Not always
my
true.
cat was an outdoor cat, and she was not
Really?
an a-hole.
I also had an outdoor cat growing up, and she was awesome.
Kind?
Yep.
Even after they murder something and
Oh
bring it
yeah,
back.
I would see her
I've s-
kill and eat multiple mice in the span of a few hours
Yeah,
outside.
see, I had a cat that
Serious?
was super
Oh, yeah.
nice.
Wow.
We let her outside, and she was like, "Every time I come inside, I have to see you when I could be outside." I
I'm
really
with
hate you."
Owen. We had an inside cat that turned outside that was a full Persian cat that lived in our garage. My mom's kind of a hoarder. She's not like a full-blown hoarder, but we never had access to our garage. And so the cat would live in the garage and
There you go.
get pregnant all the time.
Get pregnant all
Yeah,
the time.
she was
Male
a serial
cat.
pregnant
Yeah.
cat.
Male cats be like, "You know what's in there, right?"
Once
Yeah,
she
a
gets pregnant,
floozy.
she stays pregnant.
Pussy
But
cat.
she was the meanest cat once we let her outside.
She's the
Super
bicycle cat.
Well, it's because you guys didn't love your cats enough.
mean. That's a good point.
That's not.
it
You're,
also
you're not wrong there.
Possibly could be because my cat. I don't remember yours, Snickers specifically, but mine started as an outside cat.
Oh, okay.
Mine too.
It didn't have any inside, and all of a sudden, I love the outside.
Yeah.
It was always outside. So
Yeah.
it was like a farm cat, basically.
Right.
We had,
But
'cause
was
we
it?
lived on,
But was
on a
it
good
cuddly and
chunk of
cute
land.
and play with you? Like
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man! Every time I've seen an outside cat, they're just like all they have is 100% disdain.
No
they go
way,
back
man.
to their roots. They
They're
become
just-
like a
They're angry and resentful that they've been tamed,
Like a little
that
tiger.
that their species has
Yeah.
been.
So anyway,
Anyway.
I'm getting a cat
Yeah.
on Thursday.
on Thursday, and it currently is named Simon.
So what are you going to name it?
Well, I don't know yet.
Do you want suggestions?
We might just stick with Simon.
Oh.
But-
Why
Where's the
not?
root-
You got to
where's
at
the
least
roots
go
of-
with like Morty.
Where's
But-
the roots of Simon come in from?
I don't. It's what the
Somebody else?
the rescue
Oh,
facility
right.
has
It's a
named
rescue
it
cat.
Simon. Yeah,
Ah.
it's a rescue kitten.
So you need to name it something else.
Yeah, we can. A cat will take a name usually up to about 6 months old. You can change its name.
How old is it right now?
8 weeks, 9 weeks.
Nice. So you can name it Richard.
Richard.
So when you don't like it, you can call it a Dick
Yeah.
or Morty from Rick
my,
and Morty.
My wife won't go for that. She doesn't like Rick and Morty.
Hmm.
So
We need a,
I actually
we
I
need some
said
suggestions. Are you
I
going to
said-
have this cat within the next 2 weeks? Maybe we can, or next week, maybe we can get some.
this Thursday, man.
Oh, okay.
Nom nom.
No.
Ooh,
I
Num Num.
suggested Squanchy from Rick and Morty.
Ooh,
That was
that's
a-
a good one.
Promptly shut that down.
Oh, no go, huh?
No go.
What
was the one that you
get it,
suggested?
Do an Adventure
Nom
Time.
Nom.
She's into that.
No, before that.
Nom nom.
No. The Gadget one.
Oh,
No.
Gadget.
Yeah, Gadget.
Yeah.
Or Gizmo.
I kind of like Gizmo actually.
Go with go with
So,
someone from Adventure
I'll-
Time.
I'll
Oh,
see.
yeah.
she's into that.
Ooh, Jake
Yeah.
the cat.
Jake.
Actually,
Jake.
that'd be really good. Jake the Cat.
Yeah, Jake the cat.
Jake the Cat.
So,
Maybe we'll see. There was a cat in the Bizarro Adventure Time episodes where Finn's a girl.
There you
You
go.
seen those?
No.
Like Fiona. She's named Fiona, and the cat's name is I forget the cat's name. Anyway, so
I'm excited for
we'll see.
there to be a new cat. Are you just going to let it roam to and fro? Is it going to be an outside cat?
No, it's going to be an inside cat, and because if it's an outside cat, it'll get lost. I'm sure.
It'll
You-
just it'll
yeah.
become a jerk.
Yep. So it's going to be we'll keep it on the main level only, not on
What?
upstairs, downstairs.
Why?
We're both allergic.
No? that doesn't
guys
stop
are-
when you
That
go
is
downstairs.
a great idea.
The cat,
Wait, what?
the allergen is supposedly going to go away as we get used to the kitten,
Or yeah.
and as it grows up, we'll be not allergic to that cat specifically, but
Oh.
not cats in general.
oh,
But
I'm
as
gonna
a
have to go get the
result,
shots.
we're gonna maybe
Yeah.
we'll see. We're gonna keep it on the main level so that there's less of an impact in like the bedroom with dander and things
Right.
like that.
How are you going to do that?
I give
Gate?
it
Yeah,
3
gate.
weeks.
Do you need a gate?
and then you're gonna
You
want
got a gate?
I got a gate.
What kind of?
It's yours.
Yeah.
I got a gate too.
Also, as an FYI, cat dander is the most sticky dander
Yeah, I
and
know.
lasts the longest.
You sent me the.
I did.
You sent me the link.
I sent you the link.
I
on
read
that.
it. It made me sad.
Yeah.
Thanks
it
for
lasts.
that.
Yep.
This cat talk is starting to bore me. Let's move on.
It's related to gadgets because Tony's going to have to get a carpet cleaner.
Also,
He'll have to do some research.
if you go on PC r/PCMR, there's cats all over the place. PC gamers love cats, apparently.
Huh.
I don't know.
I don't know if that has a lot to do with. Well, yeah, maybe it does.
loneliness.
Maybe.
I guess.
Okay.
Did we want to go straight into the DJI talk? 'Cause
I thought we were going to do Patreon.
We got to do
Patreon.
Patreon first.
And then
that's
an
right.
email.
Yep, Patreon. Alrighty. So anyway, we have a Patreon account, and we have some awesome backers on said Patreon account. I'm going to read.
And what Patreon is if you've been living under a rock and you don't really know it, because I feel like everybody and their mom has Patreon now. Patreon's just a website that you can go to and
Support the various
media outlets.
media that you like, because like we don't get paid for this, obviously. You know,
Obviously,
we don't have
yeah.
any sponsors, so
And
any money you feel like tossing our way on Patreon goes towards things like hosting fees, if we need to buy any new equipment, like if a microphone dies or something like that. And it also supplies the money needed for the Thrifty 50 segment that we do, where we review $50
Which you're
gadgets.
up next for that, aren't you?
I'm up for this this next month in June, and I have yet to find
It's
something.
hard to find something good under 50.
So
Yeah, it is, and it's really hard when people ridicule you. Anyway,
anyway,
Hey,
we got
but that resulted in you getting a better gadget.
it did.
So,
Yeah, thank you, Jaron.
we love our Patreon backers, but know also that we don't expect everyone to be a donator. We just love also the people that download and talk about our podcast. So let's go ahead and read the names off of our backers, because if you're a Patreon backer, you get a call out
Oh yeah.
at level. Is it the
$6.
$6?
$6.
Yep.
Yep. So we got AJ Jasper. Thanks for your donation, good sir. Aaron Harris, David Osuna. Thanks, guys, for your donations. Roger Allen, Jeffrey Kale, Dan Clark, Bird Person.
Bird person.
Love it.
Wait, really?
Yeah, that's what the name is.
Oh, you tricksters out there.
You guys, thanks, guys, for your donations. We appreciate
Tabby.
that. We got Adam Hecht, David Broschinski, Brian Lee, Matt Nelson, Austin Beauregard, and Conrad Southworth. Thanks, guys, so
Conrad
much.
isn't bird person?
No.
Oh, I totally thought he
No.
would be.
We really appreciate your dedication to the show and your donations. Now what are we doing?
Email.
Okay,
Yep.
I got a little thought lost in my own head.
It's a short email, so we're just going to take care of it here.
Yeah. Let me pull that up real quick, or does someone else already have it up?
I've got it up right now.
I've
Yeah,
got
go
it
ahead,
too.
Go ahead and read it, Owen.
Okay, this is from. I
I feel like we're a little all over the place today.
Yeah, wiffle ball tone. No, this is.
He's saying it's a wiffle ball for me.
Oh, I see. Okay, right. Okay, here we go. All right, this is from Jeffrey Kale. We
Yeah.
just mentioned him.
Our Patreon backer.
Hey, Jeffrey. I don't want to ruin that. Anyway, okay, so let's see. Hey, Gadget Spot crew. I love the show, and I always look forward to new episodes. It really makes the drive to work more bearable. I want to buy an SSD because I've heard that it can help your computer run faster. I currently have a 698 gigabyte HDD.
Hard drive.
Yep, hard drive.
It's a spinny hard drive.
Hard disk drive.
Yep.
And I am using a large majority of it. What would be the best size to get, or would it just be better to buy an additional hard drive? My price range is between $50 and $120. Your knowledge would be greatly appreciated. Thanks, Jeffrey Kale.
All right. Should I do this one? Or?
Yeah, I mean,
I do love PC components.
yeah, do it.
I'm a big fan.
Do it.
Okay, so seeing at the budget you gave, what you're looking at price range wise, you are unfortunately not going to find a solid state drive that will hold everything you already have on your hard drive. So you have a couple of options. You could get a smaller solid state drive, something around the 256 gig size, and put your operating system on that and leave everything else on the other hard drive.
That makes a huge improvement, by
And
the way.
it will.
That's what
It
I
will.
did.
Your Windows operating system will run quite well, but you won't really be gaining any space if you're already almost full on your. It sounds like you have a 750 gig hard drive, And when that's formatted, it goes down to about $699, $698.
Well, it sounds like he's looking for speed.
And if you're
from
just
the email.
if you're just looking for speed, I would say go that route. Now it is going to involve reformatting your computer and reinstalling Windows.
Yep.
And it's going to be kind of a pain in the butt, but it will be significantly faster with that solid state drive. Your other option is to just buy a bigger hard drive. You're not going to gain any speed, but for $120, you can usually find like a 2 terabyte somewhere around there.
Right. Have you seen those hybrid drives? The hybrid solid states that are like...
Yeah, I'm still not really sold on those.
Yeah.
I mean, they're neat for what they claim to be, but they're still not... I mean, you're only going to see about... Versus a regular solid state drive, you're going to see about 40 or 50% improvement in speed compared to if you were just to get a full-on solid state drive.
I felt like they were a bridge between...
Yeah, definitely.
Between like the... Because for a while... Even 120 gig or 256 gig solid state drives were like $200.
Yeah, I bought my first 256 for $190.
Yeah, and so I felt like they were this bridge between the time where the SSDs came down in price when they got the technology, because you can get a 1 terabyte SSD now, but it's closer to $250, $300.
Yeah, if you double your budget, you might be able to get a 1 terabyte SSD on a good deal.
Yeah.
eBay has some for buy it nows for around double your budget. So
so it is a possibility if you want to spend a little more scratch on that. But if you're sticking solid with the budget you gave us, I would recommend putting in the work, getting a 256 solid state drive and reloading Windows onto that, and then turning your current hard drive into just a media storage.
Yep. So that's what I do. You install all your apps and everything on the 256 gig, but save all your data onto the storage drive.
Yep.
So, and I mean, for compare, I did that. I had this same problem, and I was running a little bit older machine, but I timed the boot before and after, and my boot up time on the regular HDD was about 40 seconds, 40 to 50 seconds.
Difference?
To start, to get all the way into Windows and load it.
Oh, yeah.
Afterwards, I clocked it at 18 seconds.
Yeah, it's
much
much
a marked
faster.
improvement.
And I know I responded to your email just in an email earlier and said that there was really no hope for the solid state drive, but I just realized as Owen was reading it, you could get a smaller one, put your OS on there, etc. Like I said.
Yeah.
Anyway, so sorry, I really apologize if you already acted based on that email I sent you a couple days ago. Ugh. Anyway,
yeah,
that's it for email.
Give Tony's opinion a couple of days to just sink in and simmer.
Wait for me to actually think about what I say back, and then maybe you can verify if it's any good or not.
It's all good. I get excited to talk sometimes. And
that's why this podcast is free.
Boom. Okay, so
listen at your own risk.
Like Jaron said. Like Jared said, we do
listen at your own risk.
Yeah. It's not a bad.
That's a new sign off. Right there.
It's not a bad thing to say. I mean, it's accurate. All right, Jaron said we want to start a new segment earlier. It's not actually about cats. It's just a short segment we want to do every episode now, talking about our current gaming situation.
Yeah, this was actually an idea from my brother. So
good job, Ty.
Yeah.
Go ahead and introduce it, Jaron.
Oh, so the games we're playing. We don't have a name for this segment yet. So any ideas, toss them our way. So currently, I've beat quite a few games lately. I beat Rise of the Tomb Raider. I beat Halo 2. I'm playing Halo 3 right now.
What do you think?
Halo 2 is massively better than Halo 1, and Halo 3 is better than Halo 2.
It's true.
Each one got better for sure.
Oh, yeah. And it's...
what are you going to play after that? Are you going to go to Reach from there? Are you going to go to ODST?
Got to ODST.
Man. ODST is my favorite Halo campaign.
So I'll do ODST, then I'll probably do Reach, then Halo 4, then...
Did you guys ever play Jedi Academy by any chance?
Yes.
Okay, so that format of gameplay, where you get to choose where you're going to go, when I first heard about ODST, I knew that they probably weren't going to do it, but that's what I thought the mission select was going to be like, because you're a orbital drop shot trooper, and so I thought you were going to pick where you wanted to drop in.
Yeah,
and how cool would that be? Like you drop in, you got a squad.
That would be cool. But
are you listening? Not Bungie, 343 Studios. You guys should make a game like that.
Don't be hitting on 343.
I just got Horizon Zero Dawn, so I'll be playing that.
Nice.
But I'll say this about Rise of the Tomb Raider and Halo. It was a breath of fresh air going to Halo after Rise of the Tomb Raider.
What are you saying?
Why?
Because so many things to find in Rise of the Tomb Raider. I got so exhausted.
Oh, it's nice to go back to the simplicity.
Yeah, just the simplicity of running around and shooting people.
In a linear fashion.
I do like those games.
Yeah.
Shooting stuff is fun.
Yeah, so I got really sick of finding things and going to Halo right after that. It was quite nice. That's all I got.
Sweet. Owen?
Hey, I put in Halo 3 about a week ago.
Yeah.
Played through that a little bit. That's funny. And then I remembered that I don't like replaying games very much, so I put it back in Halo 5.
What am I doing? I don't like this.
And then I remembered how much I hated what they did to Halo 5, because it doesn't really play as Master Chief. It cuts the story off like a cinematic trailer at the end. Really kind of bugged me.
Spoilers.
No, don't worry about it.
It doesn't matter, Jaron. That game's been out for like 2 years. You're way out of spoiler
So-
territory,
Halo
man.
5, I don't feel like the Master Chief acted as...
Don't give anything away.
It's not giving anything away, but
Yeah.
it's just like Master Chief is a character,
Yeah.
and he's driven by like a couple of things.
Looking cool all the time.
He doesn't need a drive for that. He already is
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
John 117.
Yeah.
The guy's massively cool.
If you haven't read the Halo books, I
And
recommend
I never will.
They
Halo
are
Flood.
They are worth reading.
play Halo
actually
1
pretty
and
good.
then play Halo Flood. No, but before that, read Halo Fall of Reach. Fantastic book.
Then go
What
watch.
about the movies?
Then go watch the movie. I have it on Plex. Also, I have
Which one?
the live action TV series they did leading up to Halo 5, Halo 4.
It sounds
5.
like a big commitment.
It is. I mean, there's only
Well,
like 6 episodes.
I'm not
Yeah,
ready for this.
You're only talking about like what each episode's 12 minutes.
Yeah, they were
I
pretty
mean,
good.
You're talking like an hour.
But the real cool thing is that you need to go watch that. Listen to
the podcast.
the podcast
man.
they did. What's that called? Hunt for the Truth.
Hunt for the Truth.
Also on the O Entertainment.
Here's the
Was
problem.
that between 4 and 5?
Yeah. The problem with Hunt for Truth, though, was the first season
that
was
thing-
so good. The second season was like, what did you do to the story?
Also good though.
it was good, but
The salt in my wound. None of it in the game.
Yeah.
Nothing.
It's so true.
I let up. I was so excited for Halo 5. I was like, this is like my dream come true. And then there were like nothing.
Not even a mention.
I mean, it was kind of like, yeah, that was fan fiction.
Yeah.
I mean, that was basically. And
What?
Yeah, they
None of it's
produced
serial?
it.
But it was so good.
It was produced by them. 343 did this.
Yeah, it
but
was
they
really
just
weird.
they were like, but we've already coded the game and the story. And we
The
don't
funny thing
wanna-
is like a lot of people give him crap for not playing as Master Chief, which I don't have a problem because you play as the Arbiter through what is that, Halo 3?
Halo 2.
2? I don't mind not playing as Master Chief. It was just the story that was super weak to me.
Yeah,
It
cut
became
off.
100% action, almost no story. In my opinion.
I'm hoping the next iterations are I'm thinking this is a new prequel or
Where does
or,
Halo Wars fall in all of this?
Those are side stories.
Yeah, video games.
But like,
But it's still part of the lore. It's just side shoots.
Yep. Anyway, so I've been playing the Halo games again. I actually got out and started playing this. Man, it was Plants vs Zombies or something on the Xbox with my son. It's pretty fun.
oh, the shooter?
Yeah,
that's-
that one's crazy
it's
fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, so
It has a lot of like upgrade stuff and
Yep.
when you unlock new things. Like
Yep.
it has cool like little card packs that you can get and
Yep.
unlock new things.
my son wasted all the money right away on useless packs. So, Dad, I got all these.
Just
I
little
opened them.
plants that you
Son,
can
those
plant.
suck.
I was like, what happened to all of our
All credits.
entry credits?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? These are all free. No, they weren't.
Oh man.
So we're currently working on regaining
Kids.
credits. Now he understands the economy of the game. He's
You know,
less-
this is a great lesson in economics, though.
Yeah.
He was like, wait, the value of $1 was
The
definitely
value of a fake dollar.
Mm-hmm.
I love how like back in my day it would be like I'd mow a lawn and then I'd get $5. Although a fun never mind, I'm not going to go into it.
Anyway, those are ones
Okay.
those are ones I've been going into.
James, what you been playing?
Oh man.
We need
Let's put it this way. I got my Switch last
so you've been playing Zelda.
Oh my gosh. I got it last Friday. I put 30 hours into it so far.
You got it last Friday? You got 2 Fridays ago.
Yeah, 2 Fridays, sorry.
Yeah.
So you spent a day out of your last
7 days.
8-9 days
A
playing
little,
Zelda.
A little over a day.
Over a day.
I can't stop.
A day and a
I
half.
want you to know.
Yeah.
You know,
my gosh.
You know, out of all the
Good job.
regions that you unlock, other than the starting region, I've only unlocked 2. I put 30 hours into 3 regions.
And you have nothing to show for it.
I have found 1 divine beast. I have like 7 or 8 heart containers. I have I have quite a bit. I have all the climbing gear.
Oh, I need to
How'd
ask
you
you
get
then
that?
where the pants are. I only have the headband and the shirt.
I'll show you.
Yeah,
where
me
it's
too.
at.
Where are the
Nice.
pants?
It's so you want to know? Funny thing is,
We'll take this offline.
Yeah, we can talk. We can talk about it afterwards. It's like way east. Like it. I'll show you.
I love the bandana he wears.
I don't
You
like
climb
it very much.
You climb so much faster when you start teaming that gear up.
Yeah.
Oh my
so
gosh,
much faster.
I don't even go back to not like I don't climb normally.
Once you
anymore.
get the chic armor, you might stay in that for a long time too, like I did.
I don't really use that. I use the ancient armor more than anything.
See, I love the chic armor because it makes you quiet.
Yeah.
That's
so-
the one that you get at Kakariko Village,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So when you buy that and you equip it, you don't have to like. It's not hard to grab bugs and stuff out of the air.
Oh my gosh!
You can just
I
basically
haven't bought those
you
yet
can
because
just-
they're so expensive.
Yeah, you can
but-
just run up and grab the bug, and it doesn't have time to fly away because it can't hear you until you're on top of it.
Well, because there's that side quest where I'm supposed to get 10 restless grasshoppers.
Exactly.
Luckily, I ran into Beetle twice.
Yeah.
And I
10
bought-
restless grasshoppers. I haven't even gotten to that quest
It's
yet.
a guy at Hatino
Hatino?
Village. He has a crush on a chick, so she like sarcastically says, "Oh, I like grasshoppers. Get me 100 grasshoppers."
He thinks you'll get with a chick with 10 grasshoppers?
Well, and he asks you to find the first 10.
Well, no wonder he's not going to get her.
Oh yeah, he's pretty awkward.
Yeah.
That game is now my new gold standard for games. Like, there's a couple of things I don't really like in it. Like, holy moly, they need to dial back rain. Like,
Yep.
I
There's
feel
two
like
things: the rain and the gear that breaks.
yeah,
I don't
that,
like
yeah,
the gear that
I don't
breaks.
mind the gear that breaks.
Well, as you get further
because-
along, it's a lot more durable. But at the beginning, man, my sword was breaking every like 2 swipes.
Well, yeah, at the
Yeah, it
beginning
wasn't
of the
that
game,
bad.
it's like
It was worse.
every
It
time I
wasn't
would
that bad.
fight one of the miniature guardians, I go through 3 or 4 swords.
Yep.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Have you guys done the island where? And spoiler alert, whatever. Have you guys done the island where it takes all of your
Yeah.
everything?
I have indeed.
Dude, that one's a fun one. That's a good island.
I killed
freaking
that
Gilligan.
what's the big giant with the
The one eye.
Yeah.
You killed him on that island?
Oh, yeah. So did I.
Oh, really?
I did it with bombs, and that's it.
Oh, did you have your bombs upgraded when you did that?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't have my bombs upgraded at that point. I just I shot him in the eye once, and he stooped down, and so I grabbed everything off his necklace and ran away.
Oh, nice. That's good too. Yeah, I would have to agree that kind of, I mean, for me, probably open world physics, good physics based games. That's probably the new gold standard.
Oh yeah,
Because now the story, story's
Story's okay.
Story's a Zelda story.
Yeah.
And Zelda stories are never that good. They're always just kind of like, well, bad guy Ganondorf's here. We need to figure out a way to take him out.
They don't even change his name.
Yeah,
even though
but as far as gameplay goes, man, that
it's solid.
It's 100. It's solid. It's 100%. It's gold standard.
Even though I feel like I've only
Hey, you got a new watch.
one divine beast.
He is wearing another watch.
That's
a good
This
one.
one's a man's watch.
Yeah, nice.
It's manly because it's thick.
If you guys don't know what we're talking about, go onto our YouTube channel and watch the last posted email video that we did. In the beginning, little jump cuts that I do before every email that we read, I found out I was wearing a female watch.
Yep, but now he's not.
You bought that on eBay too.
This
Anyway.
one?
No, the other one.
The other one.
Can I have it?
You
Where'd
paid
you get
money.
This one?
Where'd you get
no,
that
no,
one?
the female one.
No.
It looks really good on my lady wrists.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
That's the thing is the Zelda, going back to that because I can't not talk about it. It's been my life. I love that game. I love the animation in it. I love
The art direction,
the art direction.
the weather simulation,
The device in which you play it on.
the Switch.
Uh,
Which, as a side note, Nintendo's upping their production again.
Yeah,
for
are they
that.
going up like 16?
17 million. They're going to try to produce 17 million Switches by Christmas.
So I have a theory. Every other Nintendo console
It's good.
is the winner.
So far, you're right.
Yeah.
I think because you had
The NES,
Well,
which was great.
but
Super
Super-
Nintendo was good, but
So-
Genesis came along, kind
Super
of.
Nintendo still way outsold Genesis.
Are you
Yeah.
sure?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
it crushed it.
Let's
It
look at
crushed
this.
it.
Let's look at this.
So it's after Super Nintendo that
They started their TikTok.
They started their TikTok because 64. Well, no, that's not even right.
64
It's
was
just
64
late.
did well. It was the
What do you-
GameCube.
Hold
that
on.
didn't
What do
do
you
too
mean by
well.
TikTok?
That's
Like
true. 64 did
every
really
other,
well.
Every other
GameCube-
GameCube, every other
You're right.
Nintendo console.
Yep. Starting
did
at
garbage.
64.
Yeah,
What is it?
The
TikTok?
SNES sold a little more than the Genesis.
See?
every other
But
console not being good
Before
for
that,
Nintendo.
they were just like completely dominant, no competition.
Well, that's true, but also just the general
GameCube is right when did the PS1 come out?
GameCube was PS2, was against the PS2 and the original Xbox. The problem with
N64 was PS1.
Before the SNES, when it was just NES, the Sega Master System barely had any market penetration in the U.S. That was like Japan only.
I had it.
Yeah. And it was a good system.
It's looking like Genesis
outsold
outsold SNES in the United States.
Really?
I don't have great evidence of that, but some websites are saying that.
Well, I mean, if you're going by units sold, though, the N64 was a failure too, because the PlayStation sold way more than the N64.
Oh, here we go. List of best-selling game consoles.
Are you going to say any of them?
While he's looking that up, so on the day that I got the Switch, I also bought.
Oh, are we still talking about your games?
Yeah.
Okay.
I also bought
we got to talk about yours too.
I know.
Mario Kart.
This was supposed to be a 5-minute segment.
Oh yeah, sorry. Mario Kart, Shovel Knight, and Puyo Puyo Tetris.
Everything on the Switch,
of which
basically.
How have you played other games if you have sunk 36 hours into
Puyo
Zelda?
Puyo Tetris with my wife. Haven't even opened up Shovel Knight. I have no idea.
So you have seen your wife in the last 9 days.
Yeah, she plays it with me.
But you're not sleeping.
No.
Yeah,
You
that's
bought,
what you're
something has to give.
You're sacrificing sleep. I can see it.
You bought Mario Kart as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all right. Honestly, if the Switch didn't have Zelda Breath of the Wild, I wouldn't think that it was worth it.
Oh, it's the system seller for sure.
But last but not least, Zelda Breath of the Wild is worth, in my opinion, $370.
That's what I think about the Halo.
There you go.
That's what I think about the Halo franchise as well. My wife always teases me. She's like, this was a $400 game.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Tony. You can't tell us your games because we took all your time.
Which, if you think
guess
about
you
it,
did.
if you go to Vegas and you watch like a Cirque show, those tickets are like $70-$80 a piece, right?
Dude,
and so
hobbies and money and hobbies are just all about what you decide you want to spend it
yeah,
on.
well,
exactly.
I'm just saying, like, you don't have to justify
No,
like, and I
not
bought the
even a little
DLC day one for all the Zelda stuff because I'm excited about that. Can we talk about that at some point in time? Tell me what you're playing.
Yeah, we could talk about that at some point in time. What am I playing?
Yeah.
I just beat Limbo. You guys probably don't know.
Is that
what
that black
is.
and white game?
Yeah.
Is that the indie game?
Yeah.
Is it creepy?
Yeah. I guess.
What
I
did
don't
you
know.
play it on?
I played it on my PC.
How'd you like it?
It was good, but
Side scroller, right?
yeah,
On what PC?
on my new one.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about that too. Anyway.
We'll hit on that. Hopefully, we might not get to that this episode though. So anyway, I've been playing that. I've been playing now that I built this new PC. I've been playing Deus Ex: Mankind Divided.
You really like that game, don't you?
This is the first time I played it.
No, it is not.
I played about 5 minutes on my old
I swear
PC.
I heard you talk about Deus Ex
I was
before.
playing it a couple months ago on your computer, and you're telling me where to go and stuff.
Yeah, the first half hour of the game, I played that. That's it. Anyway, Jaron, you don't know what I've been playing. Shut up.
You don't know me.
You don't know me.
You want to
If
hold
you're
my
going to
watch?
scream at him, Jaron, pull away from the mic.
And Zelda and Mario Kart. I just kind of been playing a little bit of everything.
Mario
here
Kart's
and
fun.
there. I've been spending most of my free time actually working on my new computer,
Which is
tweaking
currently
things
29 degrees Celsius.
inside the case.
What?
This is
Yeah.
a nice watch, James.
That is the nicest watch that I own. And the other day, the owner of the business that I work for sent me a pyramid of the hierarchy of watches because he's really into watches, and that is at the lowest tier apparently.
Dun, da, 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 da.
Yay!
You're socially poor.
But he also flies to Vegas to buy watches too. So
All right,
that's the world we live in.
That's the what are we playing
you can adjust
segment.
that.
It went way too long.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But we'll try to condense that down better.
Because Owen started talking about Halo,
Oh,
Well, in
jeez.
2
and
weeks
James
I'll still
about
be.
Zelda.
I can't not. It's 30 hours of my last week. I guarantee by the time we get back. And I don't know how you own the Wolf Link amiibo and you've never tapped it. Are you against?
It's all the way.
Amiibos?
No, I bought more of them. See, I got a Zelda one right there.
Why don't you use them?
They're in the other room.
Laziness.
I'd have to go get
It's
it.
cheating.
I
It's
bought,
not cheating.
It's not
It is
cheating if
totes
they enable
cheating.
It's not
it.
cheating at all.
But I bought the NFC for the
But
not the Link. It's the Super Smash Brothers Link.
Oh, you bought the NFC, the
just the
the
little-
pirated chip.
Yeah, a little chip for it. Because
Let me know how that goes.
I want the
What did it
exclusive
cost you?
content. That cost me $2.
Nice.
Bam.
But I found the Wolf Link amiibo on whatever's eBay for $12. So why not?
The real one?
The actual one?
Yeah,
for $12?
Yeah, it was out of box.
That's a good deal.
They said it was used, little dents and scratches. I don't care. I
Yeah.
want it for the little wolf that's in the game.
Yep. It's too bad you didn't play Twilight Princess HD on the Wii U, because if you had, it would transfer your character's stats from the Wii U Twilight
Is
Princess
that where they
HD.
talk about the 20
Yeah,
heart?
Exactly. So you can have a wolf that's super powered up. Your wolf will only have
And see,
3
I don't
hearts.
want that very much.
Your wolf will die.
Wait, you
20
can get wolves in Zelda?
Yeah.
But you can tap it once a day.
What do you
Yeah, I was
mean?
reading.
You don't just kill them?
No, look.
You can get, if you have the Zelda Twilight Princess wolf amiibo,
Uh-huh.
you do that, and it you
That's a
use
horse.
It.
There's my wolf.
Oh, you have a wolf.
See how
And
I
he goes
tapped
and
him
finds he goes and finds stuff for
See
you.
how it has 3
and
hearts?
He fights with you.
So go back and play that, and go back and play the other
Yeah, you could.
Zelda, and then
Do I get to fight that
How does it
dragon
transfer
sometime?
the save
I
information?
feel like I'm gonna
You
fight
can
that
you
dragon.
can hold save game information for certain games on the amiibos themselves.
Oh.
dude,
We should really get on with the show.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn my.
So let's talk real quick about. We don't need to talk about that one.
Do we want to go directly into DJI because Jaron and I both have stuff on it?
Hang on. No, let's talk real quick about some things I saw on Computex today. So
Asus has some beautiful laptops.
yes, they do.
Yes.
Did you put some links on there to the Asus laptops?
I did not.
Okay.
Because they're just laptops, but they
That's
are
the thing.
beautiful.
It's nothing really groundbreaking from the stuff at Computex this year that I've seen, but it's just kind of cool.
They're thin
Stuff.
ultrabooks, but they have like this really awesome accent color
Yeah.
that like combines with the metallic look of it. It's
They're
beautiful.
supposed to be, decently powered with really good battery life is kind of the
Yeah.
big thing they're touting. And one of them was really pretty freaking good specs for like $700. It
Yeah,
looked like.
I like Asus a lot.
So
I'm an Asus fanboy.
my monitor's Asus.
Yeah. They also
Yeah.
put out a new router with a big hole in it.
They call
Yeah,
it the blue
Lagoon.
The blue eye.
blue something.
It looks like a Dyson fanless blade.
It does.
Or bladeless fan.
Fanless blade.
Also, computer manufacturer ASRock showed off some new motherboards.
Oh, dude,
Did you see those?
I looked through that list right there,
Dude.
and you know what I'm really excited about? Because we were talking about this in our private chat, with the team about Bitcoin.
Yeah, did
And
you
so
see that Bitcoin
The
motherboard?
Bitcoin Mobo that has like how many
I
PCI
think
slots? 16?
11, I think is what it was. Still, you can hook up 11 graphics cards to this motherboard and just
mine.
Bitcoin mine. Well,
Oh,
you don't
man.
want to do Bitcoin mining with graphics cards because that's not the best way to do it anymore. I mean, you
Right.
could.
ASICs is the way to go, but you
Yeah.
can get those ASICs cards.
Hold on. Realistically speaking, if you were to do that, what's the return on investment?
It's not very good on Bitcoin mining right now.
Yeah,
You want to go with some of the smaller ones that are gaining traction as well,
Yeah.
like Ethereum.
yeah.
And Ethereum only allows you to mine with GPUs.
Really?
They've coded in the ASIC stuff against ASIC stuff, so you won't have dedicated ASIC machines.
There's server farms dedicated.
Most of them are in China.
Yeah, to mine
China
Bitcoin.
produces 60% of the mining.
Really?
I think it's
I just-
60% of the mining
I decided after hearing your story, Tony sadly built a Bitcoin machine when it first started. Like 2000.
It's like 2012. It
Well,
wasn't when it first
13.
started, but it was before it had really gained
And
much
I-
traction.
I thought you built a gaming machine that you just used for Bitcoin.
No. I purposefully picked the parts out to be a good Bitcoin miner.
and he had
Wow.
he was getting 0.9
0.9 a week.
a week. So how many did you end up with?
About almost 6. It was like 5.6.
6 Bitcoins
5.5.
right now at $2,200 a coin.
Yeah, well, I deleted the hard drive that had those Bitcoins
It
on
made
there.
me so sad, and so for the last week I've been
Oh.
doing nothing but compulsively researching
It
a
made
bit
you
mining.
sad.
Yeah,
Oh,
Can we have an episode sometime where we explain what exactly is bit mining and
Yeah,
what,
we could talk
how,
about
what it
that.
takes to get to
Cryptocurrency.
Bitcoin?
cryptocurrencies.
yeah.
So
'Cause, like,
anyway, this we'll do that. We'll do that.
I'm kind of confused as to like what a Bitcoin is because I went to
Yeah.
their
We'll-
website.
We'll
to
do it. We'll do it on the
research.
episode when we talk about it.
Oh, okay.
But speaking
don't
of,
wanna get
we
sidetracked
have in the
again.
notes there a little thing about Bitcoin. It is actually at a super high right now, right?
So it last week it got up past $2,700 a Bitcoin, and then it crashed. It lost about 19% of its value, but it's coming back up again. It's really volatile right now, but it's still staying above $2,000 a Bitcoin at this point.
How much is an ounce of gold right now?
About $1,100. I
Because-
think.
That's insane. So it's something completely fake, that's just stored on a hard drive somewhere, whatever.
Stored on a network.
Yeah.
A network of machines.
Worth is more
Peer-to-peer.
valuable than an actual gold bar.
Isn't that crazy?
But if you think about it, how crazy is it that we've given that much weight to gold, just in general?
Well, the isn't the price of gold based on obviously on market value, but it's expensive because it's precious.
Is
Because
cryptocurrency based on
it's
time?
rare.
Yeah, but it's weird that we did it with gold, though. Why not? Why isn't gold as
precious
here's
metal.
interesting thing is it depends on the basically the time frame you're in. Right now it's gold. In Egypt,
platinum.
gold was cheap. If you could find iron was very expensive in ancient Egypt.
Yeah, back in the day, aluminum was like
And
super crazy expensive because
aluminum,
they didn't know how to refine it, and refine it very well. Then as soon as they were able to refine it, prices
aluminum's-
plunged, and
yeah.
now it's everywhere.
Aluminium.
So it's all about.
So I could have been a king in Egypt if I had a can of Sprite.
Yep.
They'd be like, "What is this metal that's so light and strong?" Because
And it can cut.
Kill him. He's a witch.
Get him!
Kill him. He's a witch, and take his aluminium.
He has a cute cat.
take his can of metal.
What is this, Sprite? Nice.
So, we'll get into Bitcoin one of these days, but that was one of the things ASRock showed off was a crazy motherboard for Bitcoin mining. They also showed off, and all of the motherboard manufacturers right now are showing off their new Intel 299 chipset motherboards, which they look pretty great. A part of me is a little bit jealous.
Yeah, I thought you would be.
But there was also a leak on prices, and I don't know how accurate this is, but I definitely still came out on top price to performance wise with the Ryzen 7 processor. So I don't feel too bad, but it's kind of like
So do you know?
You
if these-
don't have the best.
Did you read about?
I didn't buy the
boards?
best to begin with. I didn't buy a 1800X. I bought a 1700X.
Right. Did you read about are they going to have the Thunderbolt 3 connection in these Intel boards? That's the USB-C.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was a little bit about
They're
that.
gonna
What, Intel's doing to drive that to make it.
They made
more
it
universal.
free.
They made it free, right?
Yep.
They took away all the
licensing
all the
fees.
licensing. So
people might actually adopt it now.
yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
And it's a great interface, so hopefully it takes off because it would be great to have another high-speed, capable port that
Everything
is
port.
the same
As USB-C.
as USB-C,
Yeah.
so you don't have to get different size peripheral connectors or anything.
Right.
So one thing I did want to hit on real quick was I just saw this really neat article on Gadget about silicon-laced diamonds to help further the quantum computing craze.
Yeah, so
I guess you could say.
they shave that diamond down to like 200 nanometers and coat it in silicone.
They coat it in silicon and then they put it like in they blast it with, I think, microwave was what it said. And the imperfections that the silicon make it so that
That's where they can store data.
quantum data that is both on and off at the same time.
Right.
Quantum computing is just, it blows my mind.
Makes no sense.
It doesn't. I don't know. It is, And the problem with it right now is we still don't really have the people that make it. D-Wave has their quantum computers. I think IBM has a quantum computer right now that they're working on, or several. And didn't Google buy D-Wave?
I don't think so.
So Google has their own then. But there's still not really a good use for it yet.
Yeah,
you know,
what are they
'cause
doing with it commercially? Or
it's such a different and foreign architecture, and it's still really not viable as far as price to performance. So you're not going to see quantum computing anytime really soon, especially not in the consumer market. But it is on the way, and when they make it viable, it's going to be pretty awesome.
And then we'll really have to start worrying about AI.
Oh yeah, speaking of AI and Google I/O and their nonsense.
Yeah,
was that a boring Google I/O to you?
so that
Parts of it.
yeah.
boring, yes, and boring, no. Like the things they actually presented, I thought were not very consumer-ish.
Well, I/O is for developers.
More
Yeah,
like
but
what we're doing now.
A lot of times they do show like consumer stuff, but they talked a lot about AI, and it's I don't know, it just didn't really
I'm fine with
interest me too much.
I don't discourage development of AI, but what does scare me a little bit is when they start talking about AI and neural networks that are designed to create stronger, faster AI neural networks.
AI to create AI.
Because at that point, you take the human element out of it, and pretty soon you're going to have computers that are smarter than us,
and we have no idea how they work.
And yeah, exactly, we won't know how they work because we didn't design it.
Yep.
So what do we do when that computer decides these humans just keep destroying the earth and they're worthless?
Shut the power.
That's when you do this. You pull the plug.
You pull the plug.
Terminator 2 taught me that.
Hopefully,
Battlestar Galactica taught me that.
Hopefully it has a
plug.
Hopefully it has a plug. A plug to pull is the thing.
Shoot the cloud.
That's just a cloud. It didn't do anything. So yeah, Google is in the business now of designing neural networks that will design faster neural networks.
Also, they retired their AlphaGo or their OKGo or whatever the
AlphaGo.
It's just Go.
Is it just Go?
Yeah,
the Go. They retired him after beating everybody.
Go's the game. AlphaGo was the.
Was that the name of the product?
Yeah.
Or the computer? Okay.
Yeah, he retired from the Go game business
after obliterating.
I was going to say, you've already beat everyone. What's the point?
Yep.
Maybe he'll move on to checkers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Checkers.
But Google I/O, they talked a little bit about Android O.
I think it looked pretty cool. And none of it was like super revolutionary.
Picture in picture.
I mean,
wait, what? I don't know.
Picture in picture wasn't what excited me. For some reason, I really liked all the stuff about sharing across accounts.
Yeah.
I thought
that's
that
cool.
was pretty cool.
I also like the enhanced security that they're going to be doing through it. So
Yep, that was good, and they're focusing huge on just performance and battery life.
Yeah,
we'll see. They've said that many times.
I could do
before.
it now. I was tempted to do it because they released the beta.
Never do the beta.
I did the beta for Nougat.
And did you regret it?
No, because I did the beta 7 days before it came out because I couldn't.
Oh, there you go.
That was basically the stable release at that point.
Yep. They're like, don't do this on your everyday device because it's going to suck for you. So I won't. That's what turned me away from doing it.
But yeah, they also talked about Google Home. It connects to your TV now, and so Amazon, they talked about the Echo Show a couple weeks ago. It's the Echo with the screen on it,
right?
And Google's like, well, we can do that with your TV. And my reaction was, okay, if your Echo is talking to your TV, it first has to turn it on. You have to wait 10, 20 seconds for it to boot up, and you have to wait for it to switch inputs, and finally you can see what Google Home is trying to put onto your TV.
Yeah, right.
It's lame.
So it's like, well, who would ever use that?
Unless the TV's already on.
I saw that commercial because it was like instantaneous. It's a dad playing with a bunch of his kids, right? And then he's like, hey, play such and such TV show. It's like, okay, and then the TV turns on and just starts. She's like, no, that's not how it would be.
TVs have a boot time.
What TV is that?
Yeah, I want that.
it.
I want that one.
Unless it always, you get like an always-on TV from Google that just goes into like a sleep mode.
Like
but
a smartphone.
That doesn't exist.
Like a smartphone, how the screen turns on instantly.
Yeah.
That would be cool on the TV, but it'd be a much bigger power draw in the current TVs.
True.
And TVs can draw a lot of power.
Wouldn't that be weird if, going back to like systems, designing systems and us not understanding, wouldn't that be weird if aliens came to us someday and they took our leaders up and our top scientists to like help give us knowledge?
Top podcast
hosts. And, yeah, exactly.
Well, maybe the not top ones too.
And they take us into their engine core room and we're like, so how does interstellar space travel work? And they're like,
I don't know.
Computer designed itself.
Computer designed it.
We didn't build it.
We get to pick the color, though.
I'm listening to this really interesting book. I don't know if I call it good yet, but it is interesting. It's called The Post-Human Omnibus. It's written by some guy named David
Is
Simpson.
this Horizon Zero Dawn?
No. It's
I've had to play the game.
It's
I've seen the beginning. It's good.
The whole thing revolves around, so far, there's 4 books in this series, and I just finished the first one. It revolves around strong AI is what it's called in the book.
Versus weak AI?
So strong AI would be something that passes the Turing test. Meaning that you,
so it's
if
like
you were to
you can't tell.
You can't tell if it's actually a human or if it's a machine.
Blade Runner.
Exactly.
That's coming out soon.
And then there's weak AI, which is what we have now, basically, like Siri, but obviously much more advanced.
Siri is not AI. Siri is all pre-programmed.
That's
So,
true. So
definitely not AI.
more like-
Whatever, dude. Ask her if she loves you. That sounded legit to me.
What is Slack? How does
AI
Slackbot fall into all this? Is somebody here Slackbot?
No,
No,
that's
that's Slackbot.
That's their own thing.
I
That's
hate
Slack thing.
Slackbot.
But an instance of weak AI in today's society would be like AlphaGo. AlphaGo is weak AI.
This entire time, I thought Jaren was Slackbot.
No, man, Slackbot's a real thing.
Because
Slackbot
I
is
feel
its
like
own thing.
Slackbot picks on me, and he picks on
Well,
me more
No,
than anybody
I mean,
else.
I guess we set it
that
up to
is
do
not
that.
You
true.
can you can
I-
program Slackbot to respond to specific words and say certain things.
Yep.
Don't look at me, man.
Who's the one that set up the Slack channel?
Somehow Jaren did this. I know Owen set up the thing, but Jaren did it.
It was Jaron.
I knew it.
was not.
Wait, what about the hippie one? What about the spelling one?
Okay, that one was mine. That's it.
James is the only one
See?
that says hi. That
See,
way.
and all you guys are making me feel like a conspiracy theorist for blaming him, and so it's actually
So when
coming out
you-
that it
so
was him.
He did
which is
everything
like
else.
The worst
Okay.
thing that you could actually tell a conspiracy theorist.
So have you, when you've been telling Slackbot to shut up, you've been serious.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah. Slackbot talks to me more than you guys do.
That's because of the triggers that are programmed in with things like spelling
So we use Slack for our Gadget Spot chat now,
and certain phrases.
yeah, and Slackbot you can program it to respond to who's ever chatting.
Keywords.
Look
The
at that.
way that
James
I-
is so
I-
frustrated he's pulling his eyebrows out.
I type stuff in Slack, like how I would say it in real life, and I put different emphases on different words and stuff. And it's always like, check your spelling, hippie. And I'm just like, shut up. You're not a real thing. You're not a vacuum, so obviously I don't love you. And so apparently I just look like a guy who walked through a cobweb, just like, no! And you guys can't see Slackbot.
Oh, we all see it
we
too.
all see it. It responds to all of us.
Yeah.
And you guys never call that out.
No, we thought you knew. You can.
Yeah,
in
we saw it
fact-
the whole time.
In fact, James, you can go in and make your own Slackbot responses based on keywords if you want.
Oh, don't tell
I'm
him
not
to do
going to
that.
tell you how,
Ah, there we
which
go.
is keeps us all safe.
It'll never happen. Yeah.
So, anyway, you can go figure that out if you can, when you want. I know you can.
Did he just make a kissy face at you?
I don't know what that
My
was.
nose
But you
itched.
can't.
He didn't want to break eye contact, but he needed to itch his nose, so it was super weird.
I hate you guys.
Anyway,
Oh, awesome.
Remember, Owen doesn't love you.
You were the one who
He
did
just
it.
he just acts
You're
like he
making me
does.
feel like you didn't do it.
I didn't. It was Owen.
I put the snakes one. I put the snake ones in there. I'm the one that told Slackbot to not bring up snakes around
Yeah.
you.
If it says snakes, it says shh, not around James.
Yeah. Yeah.
Slackbot makes me feel crazy. I feel like it knows me.
It does.
I just spit on
Bye.
your phone. Sorry.
We do. So
Ugh.
therefore it does. Oh,
That's really funny.
that made my night. I'm just going to tell you that right now.
Okay.
I feel like I'm crazy and I'm like the only person who sees stuff every now and then because I'm the only one who responds and you guys don't respond to it either.
Don't hit the table when you talk.
I'm hitting it in the middle. This is where it's strong.
No, but it comes through on the microphones. Anyway, I noticed things like that.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. Well, we need to be steered right back on topic.
Yeah. So, one last thing on computer.
Oh, speaking of AI,
Uh-oh.
I got a great story.
Uh-oh.
Yep. So somebody got AI to invent a bunch of new paint colors and new paint hues.
Oh.
And the names
Awesome.
the names it came up with, great. Pure comedy here.
Okay, grass bat.
So
Okay, awesome.
I'll read a few of them. Clardic Fug is one. Snowbonk. Cat Babel.
What?
Bunflow. Can you imagine that color? Bunflow?
I want to cover my whole
What
wall
color
in-
is Bunflow? Is
Bunflow.
it like a brownish
It's like-
teal?
way too close
it's
to
like
bunghole.
beigey. Yeah.
Really?
And then Raunching Blue. What? Bank Butt.
Okay, Raunching
At
Blue,
this
that's
point,
my
they're
new
just
favorite.
putting nouns in front of adjectives.
This is AI
Oh,
for you.
AI.
I don't think we need to worry for a while about AI.
Oh, I think we're okay for the next decade or so.
Stummy
I just
beige.
feel like when AI takes over and nukes the entire world, it's just going to say "lol," and like that's going to be the thing.
Yeah.
That's it. It'll just on every screen everywhere.
Lol.
It'll just-
well.
A few more names. Dorkwood.
Sounds like a brownish gray.
It's like gray, yeah.
So
Hey, so that means the name was right. 'Cause
speaking
I got
speaking
it.
of AI,
Hey,
have you
there's
guys-
a few more. Come on.
Okay.
Oh, right.
Sindus Poop.
What?
Yeah. Sindus poop.
What does Sindus mean?
Stoner
I
blue.
don't know.
Burble simp. Stanky bean. And Turdley.
I really want Stinky
It's
Bean.
Stanky bean.
Stanky bean.
Stanky bean.
What color is
And it's
Stanky
pink.
Bean?
It's like fuchsia pink.
I think we could probably paint
like
a wall
mauve.
Stinky Bean.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
is
this
that
color.
Stanky bean? Is that Stanky bean?
Yes, thank you for
Well,
noticing.
somebody-
Stanky bean.
Somebody go to Home Depot and go up. Can I get Stanky Bean?
I would like
yeah.
a large can of Stinky
You
Bean.
could. You could take. You could take this. You could take that picture into Home Depot, and they'll paint match me. They'll be like, "Yep, just a large can of Stanky bean, please."
Throw some Turdley into that as well.
Turdley.
Some what? Sindus poop,
Oh,
please.
Turdley.
Oh, AI, you have such a long way to go.
Yeah.
Lol.
Not here. I mean, in Japan though, it's actually. Did you guys see their answer to Amazon Echo?
No, what is
It's
it?
the hologram, like Doctor,
I
Doctor
brought
Krieger,
this up a couple
Like, Dr.
weeks
Krieger.
ago. Yeah,
the
the
gate,
chick.
the gate box.
it's for lonely businessmen.
Yeah. So there's an issue with the Japanese people and
But
reproducing.
It,
so
it just
this is not helping.
It's true.
I watched the whole video on it.
There.
It's like it reminds you to like do stuff, but it turns like the lights on before you get home, and
You text it. The video is super weird.
Yeah, and it
they're like,
texts
"I'm
you
on my
back.
way home," and it's like, "Yay, happy, hope to see you soon." And like,
Oh.
It's a animated
it's a hologram.
it's an
anime
animated girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they probably shouldn't have done that because I don't know.
Rule 34.
I think someone's going to fall in love with it.
It'll be
Yeah.
just like her.
Did you see that
Yeah.
movie?
That was a good movie.
I still haven't
It
seen
was
that
really
movie.
good.
Anyway.
I highly recommend it.
It can do all your stuff like Amazon, but there's a hologram, and now it's kind of like Amazon Echo. What's the Echo View? What do they call it? The
Echo Show.
Echo Show.
Echo Chumby.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Does anybody else find that product attractive?
Chumby?
Yeah.
It gives Tony a chumby.
I love Chumby.
It looks so gross to me. It looks like a Windows 99
Yeah,
product.
It looks really quite retro
Yeah.
by
I like,
today's
I like-
industrial design standards.
I like it. I like it.
Okay. Jaron likes it.
Did you like her more than Ex Machina?
Yes.
Because I didn't really
I don't
like
know.
Ex Machina very much.
They were very, very different movies.
Yeah.
But I think I liked her more.
I feel like I watched it on the airplane flying to London, and so like I was severely jet lagged when I watched it. It was one of the last movies that I watched, so maybe I wasn't in a good place.
Ex Machina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was when
It's-
like all the lights were super dim on the
Yeah.
airplane, and I'm watching it, and I don't know, it just gave me a weird feeling.
I
The
think
girl's
that show-
really pretty though.
That show will give you a weird feeling watching it not on a plane.
Did
It's-
you
it's
did
kinda-
you
it's
need a pillow?
It's a weird show.
It's a weird show.
Never mind.
It could be real.
So
It's
let's talk real quick about the Intel CPU
Yes.
leaks. Did you guys see this at all?
I didn't read that yet.
So this is leak information. So I don't know if it's 100% sure, but it was reported on by Forbes.com, and
yeah.
they're pretty reliable. So I decided to go with it. Intel will announce at Computex, if they have not announced it already, their whole line of extreme GPUs. And according to this leak, they're going to actually go all the way up to an 18-core,
Wow.
36
Ridiculous.
Holy cow.
with hyper-threading monster of a chip. And if the pricing leak was correct, that one's going to be their new high-end flagship. It'll be about $1,700 for the CPU.
Wow.
Yeah. And so it goes down from there. There's going to be a 14-core, a 12-core, a 10-core, and an 8-core in the KB Lake X stuff. And then they're going to have another one that's, I think, Skylake X that'll have a 6-core and a 4-core.
And AMD's coming out with something similar called the Threadripper,
So
right?
AMD's, yeah, they're trying to hit back just as quick with Threadripper, but Threadripper tops out at 16 cores.
Ooh.
Only
Yeah.
32 with hyperthreading.
Only 16. Those
So-
idiots.
The thing that Intel's gonna tout, it looks like, over AMD is clock speed again. Some of these 12-core, 14-core chips from Intel look like they're gonna have Turbo Boost 3.0, which is gonna bring them up to, it says almost up to 4.5 gigahertz on a few.
Wow.
Which is crazy fast. But the interesting thing about Turbo Boost 2.0 and 3.0 is it doesn't overclock the whole chip, all the cores at once. It'll do like 2 cores at 4.5
Oh.
and leave the other 12 or 10 at regular speeds. So it's not like it overclocks it and sits there and runs it that fast. It just boosts it when it needs more single thread performance.
Like a burst.
Yeah, burst up, and then it comes back down when it either when it can't handle it anymore or when it isn't needed. So anyway, that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. We have a good old-fashioned CPU war on our hands again, finally.
Finally.
And it's been...
Feels so good.
It does. It's been like 10 years since
a CPU
since
war
this
is
has
so
happened.
much better than a format war.
Resources,
Exactly.
though, like resources and like money to throw at the problem, though, don't you think Intel still has way high of an advantage?
Oh, for sure.
Like in R&D.
I mean, they do. But here,
they're like, let's dust off some of these products that we weren't going to release until 4 or 5 years from now.
But well, that's the thing
And
that I was
smash
thinking about.
A&B.
The problem is they have a product cycle and an announcement and an engineering cycle. So this is all stuff that was probably already in the pipeline before AMD even fully announced the Ryzen 7 stuff.
Do you think it was in response to the Ryzen?
And
stuff?
I think honestly, it was. This is speculation.
Or
but
the leak was?
Yeah, I would bet that they saw leaked information on the Ryzen 7 stuff probably 2 years ago. And they've been developing stuff to just kind of say, yeah, well, take this instead. But I'm hoping that in the next couple of years with this CPU standoff we have now, we're going to see some really cool advancements. Hopefully. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Competition is the best.
Drives innovation.
That's why Microsoft is coming back on the Xbox and actually punching again, is because they're behind compared to
Scorpio's
the
gonna
old
be
PlayStation 4.
fantastic.
And Scorpio looks like it's going to come out punching hard.
I'm excited for that.
It's going to be my new Halo system.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a really expensive video game.
Xbox helped me realize how much better a good controller can make the whole experience feel.
No, truth,
It's
man,
so
truth.
true.
I tried to explain that to you for the last 7 years.
Shut up. Anyway, so
You're like, no, 360 stupid. PlayStation 3 forever. And I'm like,
I didn't like the 360 controller
The 360
too much.
controller is superior to the PS3 controller.
Well,
by
what I'm talking
far.
about specifically is the Elite controller for the Xbox. That thing feels so good.
It's primo, man.
Yeah. Like their other controllers are good, but the Elite controller, oh man, it just feels so tight and
I just
well
like that
put
you can
together.
take almost any button off this. and replace it.
Customizable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I took all the back paddles off, but even then, it still feels really
See,
nice.
I leave 2 on, and I use my Elite controller when I PC game for games that I don't need to be twitchy on for keyboard and mouse. So I program it to have the 2 paddles that I left on underneath be the equivalent of clicking on the joysticks. So I don't need to click down on the joysticks anymore.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I just hit the button.
Because clicking down the joystick
I didn't think of
always,
that. I
always
like that.
tosses your aim.
Exactly. So now
Always.
my aim doesn't get jacked up if I need to click down or anything.
That's a good idea.
It
I
works
think I'll
really
do that.
good. Yeah.
I need to get one of those.
So
We got it on super sale at Costco.
we
How
got
much did you get it for?
$100, I think.
$100, normally
Yeah.
$150.
Wow. The Nintendo controller that I got was $65. The Pro controller.
The Pro controller
Yeah.
is a good controller.
That's also a very
Yeah.
good controller.
I feel like the Nintendo Pro controller. So you got my old favorite was the Xbox One, right? And then above that is the Nintendo Pro controller, but above that is the Elite controller for
I would
Xbox
agree
One.
with that. Yep.
The PS4 controller is good. It's just not.
I would put the PS4 controller almost right up against the Xbox One controller. I like
the
the
normal
the
Xbox
normal
one,
Xbox
yeah.
One. I like the PS4 controller quite a bit. I hated PS1, 2, and 3 controllers. though.
Yeah, those
PS1 was
too
pretty
great.
bad.
PS1 was terrible.
The DualShock 2, and DualShock 3 controllers had massive dead spots on the joystick.
Yeah.
You had to really move that joystick it felt like almost a quarter of the way towards the edge.
I remember
for
using the D-pad
for it
just
to
because.
start moving the reticle, like on first-person shooters. It was terrible.
When PS1 came out, though, it wasn't that bad because the competition didn't have good controllers.
Well, you didn't have
either.
anything to compare it to.
Yeah. The other thing when PS1 came out, it didn't even have joysticks. If you go
Yep.
back and look at the original PSX
Remember playing
controllers,
Tony Hawk Pro Skater, the first one with just the D-pad?
yeah, and then they
That
had
made doing combos so much easier.
they had the original DualShock came out, and it had 2 joysticks, which was amazing because N64 at the time only had 1.
I gotta go. My wife's downstairs.
Let's see. Oh, Jaren's got to talk a little bit about.
So why don't I lead into
Nathan
this,
Drake.
and then I'll bow out, and then Jaren can finish talking, because I'm assuming that you're going to talk about the Spark.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
The
could
one
talk
thing that I
about
wanted to talk about was, so they just barely updated the DJI Go app, And now DJI nerfs your drone unless you fill out an application and pretty much register your drone with them. I'm assuming that that's because they want to get ahead of whoever regulates aerospace. Who does that?
FAA.
Because as of right now, there is no law that prohibits certain flying zones. I mean, there's certain places that you cannot fly, like national parks.
They
obviously,
just added oil refineries too.
yeah.
So go
But-
to jail for that now.
But now, they make you register your drone. As before, you didn't have to. It was implied that you could, but they didn't make you. But now they make you. So if
Register with what? Have you
with their app,
Probably the serial of the drone and
Yeah.
everything like that.
Yeah, but with what kind of identifying information? Like
I'm
your
sure it's
email
just
address?
name,
like
first, last name.
screwufaa.com,
Children's
at
name.
gmail.com.
I'll have more information because I got to register my drone at work. But I'm assuming that it's just because if it crashes in somebody's backyard and it hurts somebody, they'll actually know whose it is now.
Oh yeah.
Versus people, if they crashed it before, they just leave it.
That, I mean, depending on whether or not the information you register with is legitimate. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
asking. What does
But
it
the way
require?
that they nerfed it is like crazy. Now it can only go like 90 feet up, like 90 feet out, and you have zero visibility on your screen.
Is this across all DJI products
Yeah.
or just the Spark?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
I kind of
Ouch.
think it's necessary though.
It's
yeah,
necessary. It's them getting
it's
out in front of it.
Definitely
Yeah.
them getting out in front of it.
I'm not against it. I don't particularly like giving out my personal information on something that can fly away and get lost. But I understand like
How
certain
much-
responsibility comes.
How
with
much trust do you have in the country of China? Because that's
Oh,
where all
dude,
the DJI stuff comes
DJI
from.
is notorious for how bad of a company they are.
You're right.
Like that is an awful company as far as like customer support, service, but they're the best drone company out there right
yeah.
now.
For the money.
Well, and
For
if
the
you're
money.
doing it legally, if everything's above board, then the worst case is that you flight your drone gets lost somewhere and somebody finds it and you get your drone back. But if you're peeping Tom on somebody, then obviously it's
But
going to be.
or if they sell your information after
Or
you give it to them.
or like a lot in the U.S., a big problem is that drones flying over forest fires and stuff. They'll actually the fire service will call off helicopter drops and stuff like that because
Really?
yeah, they called off 2 last year in California because drones were flying over. There were drones flying over the fire scene and they didn't want
Wow.
to endanger the pilots and.
I just know
So-
that if there's fire in Legend of Zelda, it creates an updraft, so you can
Which is real.
Yeah, that's actually
You can fly
legitimate
over
science.
it, yeah.
Scienced.
Science by
All right,
Zelda.
I'm sorry, guys. I gotta.
Fine,
Take off.
leave.
So
Anyway.
the
Bye.
DJI Spark, it is a awesome looking product. So they announced the Mavic 4 or 5 months ago. The Mavic is a smaller version of their professional one.
Right.
The Spark is an even smaller version than the Mavic. It's about the size and weight of a soda can, which is what they compared it to,
With it
Oh,
folded
cool.
up.
with it folded
Oh,
up.
Yeah.
The cool part about this, $500 rather than $1,000.
That is
wow.
quite
Yeah.
a good price point.
And I've
Really
read some
good
of the
price.
features on it are pretty cool.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
It's
it comes pretty much with all the smart features that the Mavic
Right.
has.
With gestures. Something I read about
has
gestures.
gestures,
right?
Yep. So you can control it by moving your hands in a certain direction if
Yeah.
it's looking at you. It'll do follow. It'll do.
It'll you can
land in
wave
your-
at it and
land in your
land in
hand.
your hand. Yep.
Like it's crazy.
That's pretty cool.
16 minutes of flight time, so pretty good battery life. The only thing is it's 1080p camera rather than a 4K camera.
You can take stills though.
Can you
of
swap it out?
12 megapixel
what-
still
yeah,
photos.
12 megapixel stills.
So I'm pretty sure the camera is 4K capable, but A, they either nerfed it, or B, the processor in it isn't capable of pushing that many pixels.
At a good frame rate.
I bet they just nerfed it. That's my guess.
I really want to see reviews on this to see how good the camera actually is.
Yeah.
Because a 1080p camera can still look really, really good if it's a quality camera. And then 11 megapixels is more than enough megapixels as long as it's got good everything else, a good sensor, good glass.
Yeah. But if this thing ever comes down to like $300 on sale or refurbished, I want to buy one.
Oh yeah.
It's a cool product. And it's small, it's cheap compared to the competition.
I just can't believe
Compared
how
to its other
fast
competition, right?
how fast DJI is pushing these things out.
Yeah.
Like it seems like these are the kinds of updates and new products you'd see once a year. And they're like every 5 months or so. They're like, "Hey, here's a new drone that's really
Right.
awesome."
And they're really going for consumers because it comes in different colors, so you can choose the color you want. So this feels like their consumer drone, whereas the other ones were more for like hobbyists and professionals.
Does
Yeah.
DJI have a racing category for their drones? They did, or are those racing
don't-
drones usually built in like homemade, homebrew? People
I
put
don't
together kits.
know.
I'd be curious to know.
That's
if
a good
DJI
question.
runs because have you seen some of the drone racing
Dude,
stuff?
it's
It is
crazy.
I've seen some of those drone racing, and I can't process the information that fast.
Yeah.
Like that those guys are processing through the headset. It's crazy.
Well,
to me.
DJI does have a headset now.
Oh, cool.
It'd be
So-
fun to like do the VR drone racing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
So, I mean, DJI has their headset now that you can just link directly to the camera and fly it in first-person mode.
Oh, that's cool.
And that's the Spark. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
The Spark will do 32 miles per hour,
That's
I think.
quick.
Let me check.
That's
that.
pretty fast.
Yeah.
So,
That's cool. See, and that's what you do when I see the drone
Yeah,
racing.
31 miles per hour.
When I see the drone racing and I see them in first person mode just fly, I'm just like,
And
that would
they're-
make me so ill. in
they're
VR.
doing way faster than 31.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing like 60 plus, if I
Yeah.
remember the video I saw correctly.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
So the DJI Spark, it is cool.
All right, let's talk about
Uncharted?
Yeah.
Yes.
Uncharted.
The Uncharted movie has been in developmental hell for the past 8 years. I don't know how long. For a long, long time.
Ever since the first Uncharted game came out?
Yeah, so the guy that directed American Hustle and what's his name? David something.
Spader. Lynch.
Fill the time while I look this up.
Hasselhoff.
Oh, gee, you guys are... David O. Russell. He was...
Russell.
So he's a good director. He was originally attached to direct, but he dropped out. Many people have dropped out. The screenplay has gone through many iterations. Mark Wahlberg was supposed to play Nathan Drake at one point.
Hey.
Hey, Nathan Fillion's in there too.
Huh?
Yeah. That if you're at the very bottom of that article. Various positions. Names
Oh.
attached to the project and various positions include Mark Wahlberg, Seth Rogen, Nathan Fillion.
Seth Rogen
Yeah.
as freaking Drake.
I don't know who
He's
it's Seth.
gotta
It
be
doesn't
That
matter.
would be the worst.
I don't know. I don't know where they don't say what roles, but they just say various positions. But
See, I think. Well, never mind. I was going to say I think they could still use Fillion, but as Sullivan, but not for the time frame they wanted. They want to have this movie take place in because they want.
He would have been so good as Nathan Drake.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He would have. I agree. But the time period they're doing it in now calls for a young man.
Yeah, so in a move that surprised everybody, they've decided that Tom Holland, who's the new Spider-Man, a really young-looking guy, is going to be Nathan Drake. So it's going to be a young Nathan Drake. I guess they got the idea from Uncharted 3. There's a section in the game where you play as young Nathan Drake.
Like
And,
teenager, like 15, 14,
oh,
Yeah.
young.
doing
Yep.
a prequel then. They're going back before the
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So like where
Origin story.
where he meets
Where all
Sully and
good movies
stuff.
start.
So they tossed out the script again.
Oh, that's right. He does meet Sullivan when he's that age, huh?
Yeah, yep.
So they could have someone cool be Sully.
Yeah, they could. So they tossed out the script by Joe Carnahan, and that might be a good thing because I don't think he was the strongest screenwriter. So I like I said to my friend, I'm cautiously pessimistic
It's gonna fail.
because there's never a good video
Womp
game
womp.
movie.
Wah, wah,
I so want it to be good though.
Yeah, has there been a good video game movie?
No.
There's been okay video game movies.
Come on, Hitman was awesome. Just kidding.
So I think the
I'm
most
sorry I said
successful video game movie franchise is Resident Evil.
Tomb Raider's pretty popular.
But they only made 2 of them. They made 6 Resident Evil
Yeah,
movies.
that's true.
And it's all 6 of them have grossed together
Didn't another
1.1
one?
billion.
Didn't another one just come out?
Yeah, they just.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's the interesting.
another one just hit
The funny thing about that is that one came out and they said this is the final, the
Right.
last
Yeah.
Resident Evil movie, and then just last week or 2 weeks ago, Sony announced we're going to reboot Resident Evil, and
Yeah.
we're committing to 6 new movies.
So
Wow,
weird.
That's crazy.
I saw that and I was like, wait.
Yeah.
I thought I was at the end because I liked that. I followed that franchise. I liked it quite a bit.
Maybe they'll actually tie in more to the video game story
Yeah.
though, because
Right.
it doesn't follow the video game
Right.
story at all. The only similarities that it has to the video games is like some of the same character names and zombies.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
So going back to Uncharted, the only hope I have is
Darn, I thought we'd swayed him.
is the director. You're an idiot. His name is So the director is Sean Levy. He's done some good things and some okay things. He's executive producer of Stranger Things.
I like that.
Yeah, so maybe he's also done Night at the Museum and some other stuff.
I liked the first Night at the Museum.
Same here.
It was good.
Yeah, it's good.
So I hope it'll be good.
It won't.
2009
You're
is when
probably
they
right.
first announced this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a long
It's
time ago.
crazy.
That's
Yeah.
just give it up or crap or get off the pot on that. Come on.
I think that the problem with video game movies is they don't know what to do with them.
Right.
And that's why it's gone through so many different iterations, and now they're doing a prequel, because you have people that want the story to be like the game. And then you have other people that want it to be totally different from the game.
I think the people in charge of them they're just so afraid of getting it wrong that they don't focus on what to do to make it good.
I agree.
It's hard to pull a good story out of a game when you play through a lot of the story. You make a lot of the story yourself when you play through the game.
It's true. And then what I think they need to do is, if I was a Hollywood producer and I wanted to make a video game movie, I would pick an IP that already has a really good story, which Uncharted does.
Yeah.
And then I would go to the people that wrote that story and say, write me a different story with these characters.
Right.
Done. Because they know the characters. They've been writing these characters for years. They've already got, great accolades on their writing ability for these characters.
And my hope is, since it is a prequel and there are no games where he's this young for the full duration of the game, I'm hoping that it'll be different enough that they don't have to worry about appeasing the fans.
It kind of unfetters it.
Hopefully,
It kind of lets it go from having to that whole, because a lot of fans that want the gameplay specific, they can say, "Oh, it's a prequel, so I'm cool with whatever they want to create here."
As long as they tie the story up, tie it in.
As long as the second movie is exactly like the first game.
Yeah.
So,
and there's certain I think intellectual properties out there that the stories in the games are so good that you can't make a movie and expect it to be as good as that game, like BioShock.
Right.
That movie's been in developmental hell for many years as well.
I forgot they were doing that.
And the problem is how do you follow up a game like BioShock with a movie?
Right.
That game, the story in that
perfect.
game is just perfect. It's amazing. I mean, there are very few games out there with stories that are as good, and maybe a handful that are better.
Right.
Yeah, and what's so cool about BioShock is the setting, and you slowly learn the story yourself.
Exactly. How do you put that into a movie?
Yeah.
I played that game, and it was
great.
It was intense.
Oh, that is the most terrifying thing I've done in my life.
Did you play Infinite? BioShock? What's it called? Infinite?
Yeah,
I only played,
BioShock.
Is that the first one?
That's the third one.
I only played the first one.
So the third one, I think, is just as good.
So the first one's scary. The third one isn't. But the third one is great.
Yeah, it's less horror and more action-y, but the story is still wicked good.
Yeah.
So
good that I'm going to have to buy the BioShock collection again.
Yeah.
That they put out.
I have it on PC, so I don't have to worry about that. But it's one of those games that when I'm like, what should I play next? My mind always kind of drifts back. I should replay BioShock.
Yeah, I never did the DLC for Infinite either, so I got to do that sometime.
It's good.
I know.
Like, it's quite good. They really go into a lot more detail about the Elizabeth.
Yeah.
So.
And they go back to Rapture.
Yep. For a little bit, yeah. Okay, a couple other things we wanted to hit on. Owen, what do you think about 8K monitors and video?
Yeah. So
this is
8K is becoming a thing now.
It is on monitors,
on monitors,
not on TVs.
Not on TVs.
It'll be a thing on TVs, and I really don't see the point of it. Unless you get a freaking huge TV.
Yeah. So how funny they had comparison videos. They're like, here's what 1080p, 4K, and 8K look like, and I'm on just a laptop. So how can I even tell the difference there?
Yep.
Anyway,
you can't,
right? Anyway. So my question there is, do you guys regret jumping on 4K now, or do you think it'll be just as long between 4K and 8K that any content will be released, or do you think 4K is going to be kind of like Laserdisc?
So the main problem I see with 8K is getting the actual content, because 4K requires like 20 megabits per second stable connection.
Right.
And we just don't have the bandwidth here in America yet.
People aren't shooting with those cameras very, very readily.
Well,
there are quite a few people that shoot with 8K, but it's usually for movies,
Right.
and you need at
Which
least
is what I consume mainly.
right.
Which is what
for a movie theater size screen though.
I would love to go to an
need,
8K movie theater.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
Isn't there a few IMAX theaters that do 8K right
Really?
now? I could be wrong.
Oh, okay.
But
so it is actually out there in the wild.
You need 4K or better to have a screen that big and still look good.
Right.
Yeah, so for the home market, you need crazy bandwidth to be able to stream something in 8K.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And not only that, there's not even 8K media out
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
Blu-ray, 4K Blu-ray is 40 gig. Is that right?
Yeah.
Maybe 50.
Yeah.
And you would need. Here's the thing: when you move up to 8K, you're not talking about doubling.
It's
You're talking
quadrupling
about quadrupling
from 4K,
from 4K,
which is a quadruple from 1080p.
So
Right.
if you wanted to say there's a movie with its extras that uses a full 4K Blu-ray, uses it up at 40 gigs, you would need a disc that held 160 gigabytes
Oh yeah.
on a disc that is cheap to print and sell.
So
Just
it's hitting
doesn't
it's hitting media restrictions.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you tried to stream it, there's just bandwidth wise in America,
So if
nobody
it's-
has that.
Exactly. If it's 20 meg to get a good, nice, solid 4K.
That's what most people have. Well, that's what a lot of people have for their cheap internet that
Yeah.
don't know any better.
Think of quadrupling that. You would
Yeah.
need an 80 megabit connection just for media.
Yeah.
So that's the content problem. And the other problem is your eyes just won't detect the difference in resolution when you're sitting at TV lengths.
So this is just for people in Dubai then.
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much.
Unless your
Oil-
whole
Gold plated seats.
Oil
and-
magnates
right,
in
yeah.
Dubai.
Yeah, that's it.
unless your whole wall is your TV, then you would notice.
So Rich, if you were going to build a home theater and you were going to have like a 100-inch screen on a wall.
And you sat like 10 feet away, then yeah, maybe.
Okay.
There's no TVs out there manufactured right now that are 8K.
What about consumer
There-
projectors, which is
There
kinda-
are, I believe, you can get a very, very, very expensive 8K projector. Yeah,
Yeah. Ooh.
but no panels, no OLED, no LCD,
Right.
nothing like that.
You'd have to rely on wall lighting or whatever
Yeah.
projector lighting.
So, Dell did just put out an 8K monitor.
Yeah, so that's what brought this up was the Dell's 8K monitor. What is the use case for that?
The use case
Video
for that is
editing?
content creation.
okay.
So that if you're going to edit 4K video, you can have in one of your corners the
I see.
4K uncompressed
Raw
video
film.
to look at while you edit on your timeline and
Oh,
everything.
okay.
So in that respect, yeah, but
Takes two connections for that 8K
yeah,
monitor.
two DisplayPort 1.4s.
Yeah.
What does bother me about future display technology is they're still revising the HDR spec.
Yeah, that's
So it's so the
And that's unfortunately the thing that makes the most difference right now on your
Yeah.
picture quality. It's not your pixel density, it's your colors and contrast.
So
Right.
with the next version of HDMI that's coming out, that it'll allow more bandwidth, which will allow a better HDR spec. So HDR10, they're changing it a little bit to be more like Dolby Vision, because Dolby Vision was always better than HDR10, but HDR10, which is the more open spec, is now going to be more like Dolby Vision, and current TVs don't support that. So that's kind of frustrating.
I would think, and this is me just speculating, that if a TV supports Dolby Vision and HDR10, they should be able to upgrade the HDR10 with a firmware update to whatever. If it's still not as good as Dolby Vision,
I
Just a software,
agree. The problem is it's coming hand in hand with the next HDMI spec, and you can't really
Ooh.
update the HDMI controller in your TV.
that's true.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
Well, you can actually. It's just very rarely that it happens because PS4 did it
no, they're still using HDMI 1.4
for 4K 60
for HDR.
or yeah, for HDR.
Yeah, they're-
oh, that's what. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
for HDR.
Yeah, they're still
pushing
using
it over 1.4.
They are.
Oh.
They found a way to do it.
Well, there you go.
So if you can wait for a new TV, maybe I let it shake out for another year or two. But I wouldn't let that prevent you from buying a TV right now because HDR is really good. And if you find a good deal, go for it.
Yeah, I'm still on the fence about that 2016 Vizio.
Can you still find them? They're getting sold out
Yeah,
almost everywhere.
They're pretty low. I just watched the supplies dwindle.
Yeah.
And it's directly linked to my hopes for a new TV. So
Well, you can always wait for the 2018 model
yeah,
because that one will probably be new hardware
yeah,
versus the 2017 model is the exact same hardware as the 2016
Right.
model.
right.
In the P series, not the M series.
And the P series, correct? Yes. Let's see. Is there anything else we wanted to hit on?
So I just want to talk briefly about that net neutrality hack.
We definitely should talk about
So
that.
we've been big proponents of the net neutrality, and we talked about it a couple episodes ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we listed on there that go FCC yourself, and we linked to the John Oliver YouTube video, which is last week tonight or whatever he calls his show, and he explained all the steps and how hard it was to get through to the comment section, which the FCC is taking comments about net neutrality until August 10th or something.
They're taking them and throwing them away.
So
That's ridiculous.
So John Oliver and his team bought a domain, go FCC yourself, and they linked directly to the comment to take out like the 3 or 4 extra confusing clicks that you had to go through to actually get to the comment, and you had to know the comment number and the reform number and everything. They made it super difficult because the new head of FCC is a dick. And
he used to be like a Verizon
he worked
executive,
for
right?
Verizon. Anyway,
how is that not a conflict of interest?
Exactly.
It totally is.
Exactly. And so they did that. And so what happened was the site, because this isn't the first time John Oliver's done this. The first time he did it about net neutrality, it overwhelmed the site as well for comment, and it really actually helped. The FCC under the previous administration actually made some changes to what they're doing. Well, this time what they noticed was that for every comment on the FCC on that topic, on that whatever the comment section is, another one would come up against or for FCC. For against net neutrality. So
right.
So for every positive one for net neutrality, another one would come up against it.
Against it.
And so it almost 1 for 1. And so people started being like, how is that possible?
Yeah.
Like, it's just the odds. So what they found out is that there was a bot that has been using breached data from somewhere. So it's actually using real people's names and numbers and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it was commenting as those people.
What?
And putting negative comments against net neutrality to equal out. And I have like this huge conspiracy theory in my head that he did that. He's the head of the FCC. He probably released it, and he set it up. There's and people for net neutrality supporters are like up in arms because they're like, he's the head of the FCC.
Yeah.
He's against it. Obviously, he's against it. He's been super vocal against it. Like, he is the most likely candidate. He's the one, the motive and the time.
I would definitely say there's a small handful of people that A, have the means to do something like that, right, and B, have the desire to do something like that. And he definitely falls into that category.
Right.
Other people, I would think, would be executives of the large ISPs.
Which also have enough money to throw at
exactly.
it. Exactly.
Yeah. Verizon, CenturyLink.
And so they took down the comment section, and they're telling people, sorry, we're sorting through all that. We're trying to identify which, because the best part is some of these people that came in and did negative comments against net neutrality, they called them, and they were like, what the heck, number one, why is my name on here? And number two, I didn't comment that way, and I would like to reverse my comments. So they got
caught.
They got busted by real people. At least they could have had the decency to do it as dead people that couldn't.
I think they did that too. Actually,
they probably did.
Probably.
But
will it make a difference? Probably not.
It's a win-win either way, right? Either way, it's diluted the results. Number two, it took down the site. It took down the comment section, and they're like, "Oh, the FCC is still taking comments until sometime in August." But if you can't leave a result, or if the people against net neutrality are just going to say, we can't really trust any of these results there. So either way, the effect has been realized that the comment section and the public comment for supporting net neutrality has been neutered, essentially. And so it's really, really frustrating. If you read through the article that we'll post in the show notes, it'll just make you want to scream. It's really, really frustrating.
And the head of the FCC did like a take on mean tweets.
That was a train wreck.
Yeah, he cherry picked like the worst comments that were in support of net neutrality. And just made it look like people that support net neutrality are horrible people
and stupid. Yeah. Like he basically went after their intelligence, saying that if you think net neutrality is good, then you're not an informed, intelligent person.
What's that, an ad hominem attack or something like that?
Yeah, it was something.
I forget what that's called.
It was you watch it and you're just like, that's not me. But now
That's
it's great as that.
crazy.
Yeah, it's a big. Anyway, net neutrality's kind of on the deathbed. But
part of the problem that we have in this country. Wait for a second. Okay, I'm on my soapbox. We have these organizations that exist outside of government control that are endowed with basically unlimited, uncheckable power by the government.
infrastructure.
You have the FCC, you have the FTC, I believe the EPA as well. And I'm not saying I disagree with the things that these organizations are doing, but they don't have any checks and balances like the judicial system and the executive, the three big ones,
branches,
three branches of government. There's no checks and balances for the FCC. What they say is law, no matter what. And if they decide they don't care what the public says, oh well, too bad, public. Sorry, man.
I mean, the president can fire him and put in new people.
No, that's exactly what he did, and here we are.
Exactly.
So something has to change to where these organizations that wield so much power have some sort of checks and balances, because they don't have any right now.
All we have currently is this public, comment, basically saying we the people don't want this. The majority of the people don't want this, and they're just go, nah, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know what's good for you.
Yep, they can just say you don't know what's good for you and do it anyway. Yep. It's just it's unreal that these organizations exist still in 2017. It's crazy.
Right. Can we end on a happy note?
Sure.
So Sphero, the company who made a little BB-8 that you can control with your phone, and
before that, I love that thing.
Yeah, it's awesome. And before that, they made like this little rolly ball, which I have, that you can control through Bluetooth. They made a Lightning McQueen, and it
moves up and down.
It is freaking amazing.
Oh, it's got a digital screen, right?
Yeah. So
okay,
it has a screen for the eyes, so it makes the eyes look around. The mouth can actually move. It's like it's made out of soft plastic. It can go up and down, so it can emote. It goes 6 miles an hour. It lasts 40 minutes on a charge, which I think is quite a long time. You control it with your phone. It's awesome.
Oh, the video is so cool. It goes up and down, so it can like shrug its shoulders, just like they do it, so it can really emote, like like they do in the show and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Oh, I was expecting some sort of ball, but no, it's just like the car.
It's an actual car. It's an actual Lightning McQueen, and it looks great quality. It looked really fun to play with. Only downside is it's $300.
Ooh, okay.
This is I'm sure to promote the Cars 3.
The Cars 3, besides the really dark, morbid trailer that's come out. That's like the only thing that is so far.
It's like, well, looks like Lightning McQueen just died,
the
kids.
End.
Sorry about that.
That's a short movie.
No, let's go watch Planes or Boats or Trains or whatever the new one is.
But it looks a little bit bigger.
Holy cow, I'm watching this video for this thing. It looks just like the movie.
I know. It's
the way
it's
pushes itself up on one side and winks and stuff.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
The level of robotics in it, it's pretty amazing. And so I understand why it costs $300. I just wish they could have made it cheaper.
It's also 40 minutes of playtime.
That's a long time.
That's a long time for a remote control car.
I have a nephew who is a huge Cars fan. He's 5, and I think he's 5. He's going to want one of these so bad if he ever sees it.
Time to send it to him and then apologize to his parents.
Do you want to play a trick
I'm not spending $300.
Want to play a trick on your sister, Tony?
Send him the link.
Yeah, there you go.
Send him the link and apologize to your sister.
Because he will want one of these so badly.
It has like rear headlights.
Holy
It looks exactly like Lightning McQueen from the movie.
This is crazy.
Yeah, I really want one. Sphero makes really good stuff. Like, even their first product, the one I bought, it's good quality. And
I am blown away. I am honestly blown away.
Yeah, it's cool. So check that out.
I usually only get blown away by graphics cards, but this blew me away. Wow.
Yeah, I think Sphero is pretty much Disney's partner now,
For the last 2 big products they have.
BB-8, Lightning McQueen.
And for honorable mention, since James had to leave, I wanted to bring up the Juicero. Have you guys seen the...
Oh,
should we wait till he's on for next episode to talk about
Juicero? We can do that. It's pretty funny.
It's pretty funny.
And I want to hear his outrage.
Yes.
So
they were in the news quite a bit a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's a little teaser for the next episode. We're going to hopefully get James riled up about Juicero. All right, I think we're good. That's it.
Hey, we hope you care.
Sometimes I even amaze myself.